There are several stories that transcend and become the only way that we as humans can understand cosmic insights in our mortal form. Science and math and other factual-based disciplines can tell us many things, but myths are the only way in which man makes sense of the world in a way that can tell him right from wrong. Dragon Ball is one such myth. It, like all myths, seeks to give answers to moral and religious truth and error. All of the power-ups and power levels, the reaction shots and transformations, they actually have meaning because of the previous statement. Those are the deep ideas that really transcend Eastern and Western thought, because truth has no orientation. So I hope I can bring some ideas to the table that the community has not thought about. And quickly I'll list a couple things from each arc of Dragon Ball, and hopefully there's something that you've not yet heard discussed. Please let me know in the comments if this is so. The first arc, The Hunt for the Dragon Balls, begins by exploring the truths between men and women and how to navigate in a sexually dimorphic world. Bulma's panties are actually a rich metaphor for female modesty, and the weaponization, abandonment, and reclamation of it by the end of the arc. From Goku's removal of them to Oolong's subjugation to them, and finally, of course, the whole point of the arc is capitalized with the wish. It is not an accident or just a joke that Oolong wished for panties. It is also not that he is a martial artist or that he is a hero. In fact, he is a fool. And therein lies the rub and why Goku doesn't make the final wish. The fool precedes the hero. And as the first arc of the story, that has to happen for Goku to become the hero that he's meant to be. The 21st Tenkaichi Budokai explores the way and how to move in the world, as well as the spiritual father's power of delay. Roshi, the turtle hermit that trains Goku, uses the truth that the spiritual father can hold at bay the evils of the world in order to provide time for the spirit of the Logos, Goku, to mature. And the Tenkaichi Budokai, meaning number one under the heavens, also has to do with the formative nature of fear of God. There is a way to be and there is a way not to be. This is the moral truth that is being tackled by the arc. Further, the truth that the spirit of the Father can put at bay the darkest evil in the world is played out by the Kamehameha wave, the diegetic representation of the Logos, and the destruction of the moon. The Red Ribbon Army arc explores Goku's first steps into maturity and individuation, as he tackles malice in many forms, but also decides to go on the path of the resurrection of the spirit of the earthly father, the father at present. Bora's characterization as the earthly father that is a judge and protector simultaneously. Tao Pai Pai, the spirit of malice, shows Goku that everyone dies, even the earthly father. And Tao represents that malice, and the depths of it call forth the spirit of the hero. For standing over Bora's grave, Goku becomes a hero when he deems Bora's murder to be immoral, and his own father guides his way to fix it as he stares into the 4-star ball. Then Toriyama explores the depths of that exposure and has Goku go down a darker path. The Fortune Teller Baba arc sees Goku delve deep into the underworld to find the last Dragon Ball. Baba is a fairy woman, more or less, and her representation as both a witch and a hag aligns with her parentage. She is Roshi's sister and has power over death. Again, the spirit of the crone is associated with this throughout different mythologies. His findings of his father on his quest to revive the spirit of the earthly father is no accident. After encountering and defeating temptation in the Devil's Toilet, Goku meets his grandfather in disguise. During their conflict, Goku's tail and its connection to the shadow of his past is severed yet again, and of course it's only the spirit of the father that could achieve that, and only after that conflict can Goku be reunited with his grandpa Gohan, and of course it's only the spirit of the father that could achieve that. Again, the symbols tell a deep story and one that succeeds in Tolkien's axiom of art. That is that all art and myth should seek to answer moral and religious truths or errors in their turn and not be so affected about the outside world. The 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai explores one step further, abstracted, and takes the individual who has mastered himself and makes it into the society and the dynamics therein. The Crane School has taken the ideas of the right movement and input their own will over the path. They are on the path, but they are corrupted by the resentment that Shen has embraced. through his exposure in his past. Which is why the Crane School participates in the first place. They want to socially compete for the legitimacy of their philosophy. Tien having a third eye is not simply an Eastern idea, but it represents his own enlightenment weaponized for viciousness. That being that he knows that it is philosophy and spirit that's contending with each other in this number one under the heavens tournament. However, the clashing of these ideas is not without loss, as Yamcha had not experienced malice properly and is crippled by the encounter, both spiritually and physically. Roshi also understands the matters of the Logos are no longer his business and steps down because he is the spiritual father and not the hero. The King Piccolo arc further extrapolates into the ideas of the redemption of the spirit of the spiritual father, as a step up from Bora, the earthly father, and the Logos' ability to take on the poison of the world. In fact, the evil that appears in the arc, and it is evil that is defeated here, is not a failure of Goku, but a failure of Master Roshi. Master Roshi's master, named Mutaito, was unable to confront the evil with truth and faith, to overcome chaos, tyranny, and fear. Though again, as we see the spirit of the father can push along evil through sacrifice, Mutaito is able to sacrifice his own life to give Roshi more time to prepare himself for the encounter with this level of spirit that we see in King Piccolo. And this echoes again when Roshi tries to do the same thing, but he fails again. And so he's failed twice. However, it is only the Logos that can rejuvenate the lands and bring order back from the reign of chaos anyways. It was never Roshi's place to do so. And that leads us to the Super Divine Water, which is not a MacGuffin, but a symbol, well woven into the story because it is like the idea of having the poison of the world taken by somebody who can handle it, and that being the answer to evil. Finally, the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai explores the persistence of evil and the revenge and inverse of Goku's first journeys, the redemption of the spirit of the evil father. Junior has that one goal as King Piccolo, fundamentally misunderstood that the spirit that would redeem him would always be lesser than the Logos. How might Junior go about redeeming his father anyways? But by destroying, swallowing God whole, and the chances of anyone connecting to the heavens without the mediator of Kami. The tournament aspect should not be ignored either, as it is in the contests under the heavens that the conflict must be decided. Even though the truth of Goku's spirit is unable to defeat evil permanently, he perfectly embodies the spirit of the hero to defeat Junior. In fact, throwing his body against him to end the final fight. The arc also ends the original story with the ever-present but kept in check evil, as the Logos has completely actualized to the point that no earthly threat could be infringing upon the habitable order that Goku has created. There's obviously more, but these are the issues I wish to discuss, and each arc will, in turn, deserve its own video. None of this, though, requires specific knowledge of any particular myth, and the patterns and ultimately the spirit of the show are apparent. This is all Dragon Ball, of course, and DBZ will be forthcoming eventually. But I will say this now, Super is not at all a part of this analysis, as it is more like modern media than fans like to admit. Anyway, if you liked the video, leave a like, and let me know in the comments if you've heard creators talk about these things in the community, or if you have your own takes on the series. See you later.